What are you doing? This is behind the scenes.
Don Robbie, how was your weekend?
Weekend was good. Looking at a bunch of losers.
Oh, what?
Coming from you.
Just lost to Aston. I don't care. If you're in a bad mood, you're going to get even worse. That's why I don't give it first, because when people give it to me, they get blown up in football terms. That's why I don't on my mouth first.
I'm not going in the gantry today.
Abby, would you like to put on the sausage outfit?
Gantry!
He's the most arrogant guy when he's winning. Give it all this. The top is just us. And look now, bro.
He talks a big game about football, so let's see if he can play the football, yeah?
They're supposed to be joggers, bro. These are Megans, bro.
Locked away, man.
She should have had the shingles today. Her team's got the shingles, bro. That's why they couldn't get me
It's not
out.
funny. Let me go.
Oh, shit.
Good win, lad.
I think it's the hot dog, everyone.
Don't try and get at Arsenal fans.
I'm saying that Arsenal going to win the quadruple. That's what I'm saying.
I would only start thinking about it if we don't get a result against Wolves. Well, we're here.
You're gonna walk here and you have to dodge the bubble, my lad.
Nobody else gets this here.
Soccer Saturdays are going to hit different in the EFL, bro. Because that's where Spurs are heading. To the English Football League.
How about you got a new one when you get someone to replace me on Best of Enemy?
Walk out with the stick. Walk out with the stick, man, but I'm going to knock out. Right. The stick was always down now.
Let's go.
What do you do with yours? I do unlimited football content.
Well, I do unlimited bragging.
Well, I do unlimited swiping right.
Well, I do unlimited doom scrolling.
Well, I do unlimited sliding into the DMs.
Well, I do watching TikTok on the bus without headphones unlimited.
Oh, God.
Yes, people, welcome back to DR Sports and welcome back to a slightly different setup we got today on the table. And we've got 4 people on the show. I'll start with introducing Kaya again. How you doing, Kaya?
Hi, guys. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. We've then got Kenya
What's up?
on the panel.
I'm back.
And of course, a man who is pretty much part of the furniture here. It's Laurie as well. How you doing, my friend?
Good. Always a pleasure to be here, man.
Thank you very much. And before we get into it, by the way, because we've got a lot of manager news coming up today. Literally, there's news on Pep Guardiola, Liam Rosenior, Igor Tudor, there's Iraola. There's so much coming out at the moment. Jurgen Klopp as well has been talking about possibly returning to management. But before that, I want to let you guys know about a fantastic deal that we have with Rocket Mobile. For just £16 a month, you get unlimited calls, text data, and 20 gigs to use in the EU and select countries whenever you go on holiday. As I said, all for just £16 a month, plus perks, content and other prizes as soon as you make that switch. So either scan the QR code in the bottom right side of your screen, or if you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description or in the live chat at the end. And also big up to anyone watching on Twitter or on Facebook, as well as all of you guys on YouTube and Samsung TV. And that was actually a good read for once after yesterday's one, which I messed up about 5 times. But I think, should we start with Pep? Should we start with Igor Tudor? Or should we start with Liam Rosenior?
You choose.
Because I think, because the latest news to come out, this was the quickest one, like the most recent news to come out. I think start with Pep.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's super relevant, obviously, with 3 Arsenal fans on the panel. Pep ruining your life once again for what, the 4th, 5th?
I know you're not talking.
6th seasons in a row.
You're not talking.
Look, man,
Are you even the biggest club Manchester?
We've all been hurt.
Are you even the biggest club Manchester?
Yeah, man.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Are you sure? You're talking
Miles.
about Pep hurt.
I saw something about Fergie saying that why is Man United fans celebrating a City win? I saw that on Twitter. I don't know how true it was,
I wanted Arsenal to win.
Just
I said before, I thought Arsenal would win. I said I wanted Arsenal to win. And what did you do? You came second. Once again. Once again. You did. You came second.
Yeah, we didn't win. We'll disgrace you.
It was an absolute disgrace. But basically, what's been coming out from your favourite journalist, Alex Crook from TalkSport Kenya, is that we could well be witnessing the final weeks of Pep Guardiola's incredible Manchester City career, he writes. Well-placed sources in the Northeast believe Guardiola will decide to call time on his decade-long stint at the Etihad at the end of the season, having won 6 Premier League titles and the Champions League. Do you think maybe the win in the Carabao Cup, because they didn't win anything last season, and there were a lot of rumours about Pep Guardiola possibly leaving last season as well until he signed his new deal. He's got 1 year left after this contract, and do you think possibly...
You mean
winning
1 year
this-
left on his contract?
on his contract after this season. Sorry, thank you for correcting me. But possibly, did that win maybe make Pep Guardiola go, okay, at least I've got them a trophy, slightly more stable position now, possibly. Obviously, you're probably not going to go on and win the league, out the Champions League. At least he's seeing them off on a slight... It's the same trophy that he first won with them, seeing that City off on a slight high, compared to if he had lost that, then lost the league, then maybe he wouldn't be thinking like this.
I think it's weird. I feel like it's really weird to talk about Pep because in the sense that he's probably one of the best managers. In fact, not probably. He is one of the best managers the Prem's ever seen. He's a City legend. He's probably Man City's greatest ever manager. He's restored glory to their club after, many years of, just being kind of irrelevant, let's be honest. But I just think maybe he's just... I look at it and just like, maybe it's just the end of the road. Like, he's delivered almost everything for Man City. He's won every trophy available. There's questions about the Champions League. Maybe should have been won more times, if we're being honest, the amount of money spent. That was kind of the whole reason as to why Pep was brought in. He fell short a couple of times, but in the end, he brings them the Champions League, which is big for their club. I just think, it'd be a respectable thing for him if he said, right, I want to leave at the end of the season because he's done everything that he was brought in to do. So, and as well, I just think in terms of like how he plays, how he manages football and like his style of play and things like that, things are changing. It's not like the same as Pep at Barca or Bayern, do you know what I mean? Or when he first joined City with this very beautiful tiki-taka, free-flowing football. Man City in a bit of a weird period where like they're trying to figure out who's really 100% at their club, what's the direction the club's going in. They've obviously got all these charges on their back as well. Like, maybe it's actually in Pep's best interest to say, right, I've done everything.
It's a natural end.
Yeah, like
isn't
it's
it?
just a natural end to actually a really good story if you're a Man City fan, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't know. I don't think any Man City fan would feel begrudged or anything like that if he was to leave.
I do agree, but do we kind of all agree a little bit that it would be great to see the back of him from our perspective?
I don't know. As an Arsenal fan, obviously you'd maybe want Pep to leave. But I think in terms of the league, it's actually better when you have personalities like a Pep in the league. Like, that's why I've always said if Jose was to come back, I wouldn't be against it because it's actually good when you have big personality managers in the league because it makes it more interesting.
I do agree.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I know we're in this new phase of like, we're bringing on these new young generation managers. Like, we both of our clubs have new young generation managers, but like, you also want personality in the league. That's what makes it good. And Pep is a massive personality.
I do think the Premier League is lacking in personality a bit at the moment. And obviously losing, like, Pep is so objectively hilarious. He is so, like, the way he acts on the touchline, the way he's like he turned up to the final and he, like, these big scratches on the back of his head. And I was sat there going, why? What did you do, like, the last couple of nights that caused you to have, like, was he just sat there trying to make starting 11? He was there just like this all the time. And then, I do agree that I think, because football is becoming a bit
boring,
robotic and boring at points. But like, that's like across the Premier League. It's just the style that's currently trending in the Premier League this season. I do think it'll change because obviously football is very cyclical. You had big man up top, lump it up to him and then flick it on. Football like 10, 15, 20 years ago. And then it changed and it became kind of Pep. It was literally Pep ball when he first came in. Then it was playing out from the back all the time. Now it's going back to like physicality, dominating in the areas. And then next season or a few seasons later, it will switch back to then people will just stop trying to dominate in the areas and they'll play outside instead. And then that will kill the domination side and the aerial threat side of the game and it'll change again. But maybe Pep Guardiola's looking at this going, it's the right time to leave because football's evolving again. I would have to basically, because he would have to restart and start a new project at Man City. And he's done that about 3 times already.
You think about when Fergie left, it was just on his own accord. He's achieved everything at the club. And it's like, right, I know it's maybe my time to leave the club, after achieving so much. Like, I think it's just, like you said, it's just a natural course. It's just a natural thing that's going to happen. He's not going to stay there forever, is he?
There have been times when he's looked a bit burnt out.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's kind of hard for me to imagine a world where I don't see Pep in the Premier League. I think he might go for one last rodeo, because the big one's going to evade him, isn't it? Let's be honest, because they're out of the Champions League and they're not going to win the league. I don't care what the likes of Nico O'Reilly and people like that say. They're not winning that. Yeah, they can talk all they want about psychological blows and this and that, and but let's be honest, Arsenal are going to win the Premier League, which means that it'll be one of the domestic cups. I think Pep would probably want to go out on a real high by securing
FA
one of the
Cup.
majors. Huh?
As in you maybe stay another season to then secure.
No, they're still in the FA Cup, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
they've
So
got
the two
Liverpool
big
at home.
ones but the two big ones are gone, really. Aren't
Yeah.
they? Champions League's gone.
Well, yeah, they got
Premier
they
League
got
is
crashed out the Champions League, and the Premier League's pretty much wrapped up.
gone. So if you're a manager like Pep, who used to win in the majors, he'll probably want to go out trying to secure one last major. I don't envisage Pep going out just off the back of a Carabao Cup. No disrespect to him.
But do you think maybe because there's also some of the comments mentioning this? Actually, first of all, I'll read out a super chat from Mansam who says, "Good evening, Dylan and the 3 serial losers." But you know, it's a super chat, so I've got to read it out. But good evening to you too, mate. But also as well, something must be said about the charges.
Yeah,
they could to a certain extent. He could be thinking
He's trying
this
to cut
season.
quickly.
He could just
Like,
be trying
bah.
to leave before it possibly comes crumbling down, because we've seen Chelsea are being charged, Leicester and Everton in the
were
last
Chelsea
few seasons
really
have been
charged? That's a
no, but as in
disgrace.
like something happened with them.
Like what? Oh, if you do it again, then you're.
So when
then
you
you're
say leave before the charges, I mean, what do you envisage happening? I mean,
Well, I have absolutely no idea. I have City could absolutely get away with it, and then
which they probably will.
which they probably do.
I reckon
or
it-
it might be just a couple-year transfer ban. And we all know how Pep likes to spend. He likes his transfers. He likes his high turnover of players. He could be looking at going, let's say City get a 2-year transfer ban. I'd rather just not deal. Why do I need to deal with that? I've won 6 Premier League titles. I can go chill out and then go get maybe not the Spain job, but wait until Tuchel leaving. Chill out for 18 months, 2 years. Wait till Tuchel leaves England, or wait till another international opportunity comes up, and then go and do that instead of having to deal with.
yeah, I could see that. I don't think he'll be done with management. He's a very intense guy, and he might take a break, sort of similar to what Klopp has done, and we'll talk about Klopp later. But
I do think international is the next route, because also international managers are
but he's
becoming
Basque,
younger.
isn't he? So he probably wouldn't.
yeah,
No,
but he
yeah,
could
no, he
do. He
wouldn't
could
do
do
the Spain
another
job.
country. Though.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
this is what I mean, England, because he also has such.
Maybe he might take the Jamaica job.
That would be sick.
That would be the most ridiculous.
He's looking
Imagine
for
Pep in Clarendon, fam. Mandeville.
Pep could become an honorary yardie.
Yeah, man, big and
I
We'll
do-
take him.
I do envisage him leaving, though. I'm not going to lie. I feel like it was also reflected in that performance in the final. Like, you could see that it actually really meant a lot to Pep and the players. And sometimes, you know, I'm not going to lie, City are beatable in finals, especially when it comes to, like, domestic cups. But I feel like there was just a certain way that they played where they just looked a bit different. And so I feel like they were playing on behalf of him and the possibility of him going in the summer. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think, we've been speaking about this for a while, about Pep. Will he, won't he go? Will he, won't he? And I've always had the feeling that he would be more leaning towards, because he's got nothing else to prove.
does
Yeah.
He'd got nothing else to prove. The next wave of the Premier League feels like it's about to come. I don't know which teams are going to be part of that. Maybe it'll be United. Maybe it'll just be Arsenal dominating. Maybe Chelsea will sack Rosenior and then maybe fix their act, or will someone else go? Or maybe a surprise club comes in. Maybe Aston Villa or Newcastle properly break into the Big 6 or Big 5 or whatever it is. But the next wave of Premier League is probably coming in the next couple seasons or so, because we've had this whole, it's a City pool era, but it's just been Man City's era for the last decade.
I will say this, though,
Absolutely
Alex
sweeping it up.
Crook is quite an informed journalist. He's got his ears to the ground. So if he's going out there and saying that, you don't think so?
Kenya always says to me, what's the difference between Alex Crook and Robbie?
Well, your dad's quite informed.
Yeah.
No, I know. But like when
Dylan chats about him like he's David Ornstein.
No, I don't. I just said that
I do
he
think
has
he's quite
information.
informed. I do think he's quite a lot of the stuff that he said has materialised.
This is a family show, isn't it?
You know what I mean? But if the rumours are out there, then you know what I mean. There's no smoke without fire.
I would say everything that he said, we've already been speaking about for over a year with Pep, in terms of like he signed that contract, but it was almost like this might be just Pep's last stint at City. Like he's not gonna sign again after. It's always been like, yeah, we kind of know that these are his last years at City.
Yeah, I think
Like, do you know what I
you
mean?
might see out one more year. To be honest, you'll try and go for that major to end on an absolute high.
I kind of understand it, but I also don't like. It'll just be up to him if he wants to, because if he feels a bit tired, then he can just call it a day and City will go fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's common knowledge that this job nearly cost him his marriage a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they made it up, and you know what I mean. So that could play into it. He might be thinking, look, you know what I mean, I'm burnt out because he's an intense individual. So he might be thinking to himself, you know what, we'll come to the end of the road.
Yeah, I mean, he's established himself at. I obviously know I would say it's the second best manager the Premier League's ever seen. Obviously, I would still argue that Sir Alex Ferguson is top.
I would say Sir Alex.
Ferguson's top, but then Pep Guardiola is second. And he's not going to be overtaken. He's not going to overtake Sir Alex because he'd have to stay at City for another 10 years to do so, which just isn't happening because that's not how football clubs work anymore. But City could be another team looking for a new manager. And then also Spurs are possibly. So according to various different reports in the last 24 hours or so, this particular one is from Peter Rook. He said, Igor Tudor is set to leave Tottenham in the next 24 to 48 hours. Roberto De Zerbi is the top target to come in if he can be convinced to take the job now rather than at the end of the season. Is this something that we, obviously with the Igor Tudor thing, so there are other reports that have also been saying that it was a decision that was pretty much solidified before the Forest game, but they were waiting to see if something would change, because obviously they drew versus Liverpool, beat Atletico Madrid. So I think Spurs were like, pretty much we're expecting him to go, but if we happen to change something versus Forest, then maybe we'll give him another game. They then got actually battered 3-0, obviously at their own ground in front of their own fans, and I think Spurs have decided that also enough is enough. But also at the same time, his father has passed recently as well, and also just like condolences to his family for that 100%. But I think it's just the appointment. We all questioned it at the start. It's not worked, and it is so do or die for Spurs now.
Yeah, it is.
And why would De Zerbi say yes?
I just think everything you just said is the root problem with Spurs. You're going to go and you're trying to chase a manager that's very volatile in Roberto De Zerbi. The way he just left Marseille, he literally the whole thing imploded on itself. The sporting director even stepped down after that. Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you going to get someone who's very vocal about players, falls out with players very commonly, talks openly about, I need my board to support me, I need this player, is very just outspoken, calls things out. Do you know what I mean? Why would you go and get someone like that when your club has already had somebody like that in Conte and Jose, and we saw how it ended? I just feel like this is why they deserve to be where they are, because they're not learning from their mistakes. Even after the whole Thomas Frank thing, you've gone and got someone who, okay, you're telling me about Serie A, but he's not got any Premier League experience, and he's come in and he's failed in every single game. The only game you got up for was in a game where you're already out of the Champions League, and then you scraped a draw against Liverpool. That's it. You still not won a game yet. So honestly, I just look at this and I'm just like, you can tell this club doesn't have a clue, generally.
Yeah, I concur with everything you said. Shambolic management.
Terrible.
And, you know, when you got decisions like that being made, it's little wonder, like you said, Kenny, that they're in the position they're in.
Can hold that.
With regards to De Zerbi as well, why would he want to take that job?
Exactly.
I mean, they're going down.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like, so, because it's always been said Roberto De Zerbi is their top target if they were to stay up.
And that's the problem they've got, because we all know, right, it's no secret that Pochettino is going to be the new manager for the next season.
Yeah.
So whoever's coming in now, it's a short-term appointment.
No, but this is what I mean.
Why
Is that
would you
I
want
think
a
Is that
short-term-
confirmed that Poch is going to come?
No,
No,
but
no,
it's
no,
just
no,
like
no.
heavy.
It's pretty much.
They might as well
written.
just
Yeah.
call a spade and
Yeah.
just get him back at this point.
Yeah, he will be the manager, I'm sure, for the 2026.
Even if they go down.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. He'll be the knight in shining armor.
But so the various different reports, what they've been saying is that Spurs see De Zerbi as their desired candidate should they stay up, but Pochettino is willing to take charge of them regardless of if they stay up or go down. Because from Poch's,
Loyalty, wow.
but also from Poch's
Poch
perspective,
loves
I think
Spurs,
it's Poch loves Spurs.
Yeah.
Spurs loves Poch. Abby's been saying he's the only manager in the world that would galvanise Tottenham if they went down.
No, but he's on the record as saying that he wants to go back there as well.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah,
an easy
because I think
decision
he
to make.
needs it as well to show everyone that he's still a good manager.
Atletico singing Poch's name.
Yeah, well, yeah, because he was on the plane.
Yeah.
But
De Zerbi, for me, I agree with Kenya. That is just not going to
Terrible
work.
decision.
That's
it just
oil
wouldn't
and
work.
water.
It just wouldn't
That's
work.
oil and water. It's
Do you think De
not what they
Zerbi, though,
they need a period of stability.
Go
De
and get Gareth
Zerbi is the
Southgate.
antithesis to
Go and
stability.
get Gareth Southgate. I'm not even.
Who comes in the interim then?
They should have got Harry.
They should have got Harry Redknapp.
When he said he was a
Harry
celebrity,
was there
get me
twerking,
out of it.
Harry was there saying, "Yeah, I'll come." Do you know what I mean? Then they tried to call him up at Ascot. Man's out at Ascot, bro. It's too late. They should have went and
Didn't
got
he
him.
build his starting 11 or something? Or build his coaching staff on Sky Sports or something like that?
They just
Well,
went-
I think
they just
Tim
went and
Sherwood
got
did
him.
the same thing as well.
They're-
He laid out. He basically did a public interview for Tim Sherwood for the Spurs job,
Scratch yo. Yeah, is that Tim Sherwood's out there?
and they still didn't appoint either of these
Exactly.
people.
He would have been a better choice than Tudor, though.
Yeah,
Probably.
100%. Because they didn't need anybody like Tudor to come in with this kind of tough love.
Yeah.
They just need to go back to
hard-nosed
basics.
Croatian
Yeah.
ex-defender. That was.
What you need in a time of, you need to think about this like this, right? Almost all of those Spurs players have never been in a relegation battle, bar Richarlison, right? So they've never been here before. At this moment in time, they don't need a hard man. They need someone that's gonna like rally them together and be like, right, this is almost like a comforter, right?
Yeah,
Bring
unifying force.
Unify them together, like make them really fight for it. But they've actually went and got someone that, number one, has no experience in the Premier League. You know, they can't connect with, and they're just like, well, why
You
would
must
I
have
even
been
fight
at
for this?
school in the past, right, where you get a supply teacher come in for a few
Yeah.
weeks, and he comes in and he tries to boss all the kids around. What do you think the
You
kids
just
are going to
have
do?
none of it.
Idiot
They'll
boy.
just wait
Have
him
none
out.
of it.
You've got your headphones
They'll
in
just
and
wait
you're
him out.
on
They'll
your
say, look, you know what, in a few
Yeah.
weeks he'll be gone, so whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what the Spurs players have essentially done. It's not. I think they missed a trick by not getting Harry. I mean,
And has that cost them Premier League football?
Hopefully.
Do you reckon?
it's very possible because if they stay up, it could be just because West Ham weren't able just to
All of us-
stammer enough
all
points.
Well, we're all joining hands and praying. Praying for Pep. No,
I need to see
sorry,
them
not
in the
Pep.
championship now. They're disgraceful.
Spurs to
Do you
go
know
down.
What, right? Do you know what makes me even worse? I've never seen a more disgraceful, disgusting club. Okay, we lost in the Carabao Cup final. We were terrible, but you just got smoked 3-0 at home after doing a. I've never seen a loser club do a bus parade for a relegation game and still lose 3-0 at home. Do you know
They
how
built out-
embarrassing
Oh,
that
it was
is?
horrible.
Flares and everything.
You've got man walking down Seven Sisters Road doing up flares and that, saying you got your captain doing videos. We will believe we are going to fight every ball, and then you do that, you get smoked 3-0 and a 6-pointer. Hold that, Wasteman Club. They can go down. They're literally
got a
holding.
message.
They're literally holding up. Get out my face, fam. They're holding a space in the Prem that they don't deserve. On form, they are the worst team in the league. Literally the worst team.
Yeah.
They can
Since
hold
2026, isn't it? Or like since
Get out my-
November or something.
that. Relegate. That's
You know
why I
what's
said to
ironic,
everyone-
though?
They were third in
No,
October,
this
by
is
the
why
way.
this is exactly.
They
This
were
is why I
third in
said-
the league.
This is why I said to everyone playing them, lock in. Sunderland, Chelsea, all them teams lock in because we just need to get rid of this club. They're a disgrace to the league, simple as that.
You know
and
what's
they need to go
ironic
down.
about Tottenham as well is that, and I've said this before on previous shows, that the two football clubs in this country that I dislike the most are Tottenham and Millwall. So we could be in a situation where Tottenham
I'd
go
rather have
down
Millwall come back.
and Millwall come up.
don't they? Yeah.
Millwall West Ham. That's a good replacement for the North London derby.
So Millwall are currently fourth in the championship,
Yeah.
but they are
Wow.
2 points off second.
Wow.
They're on 69 points. Ipswich Town are also
And
on
they
69,
will be in the
Middlesbrough 71.
playoffs.
Middlesbrough 71, Ipswich and Millwall both 69.
At one point, bro.
They're only
Yeah.
2 points off the automatic
What-
qualification,
do you remember-
and they will be in the playoffs. So there's a good chance that they could
Yeah.
come up.
I-
And there's a good
That's
chance
a
that
good
Tottenham could
replacement for
go
the North
down.
London derby.
It's another London club. I know
Hold
London
that.
club then goes down.
Hold that. That's not my.
Half the league is London clubs. It's fine because we,
It's the capital.
London's red.
Yeah. It is. What's your point?
Devil red.
Anyways.
Yeah, but I don't understand Spurs because every time I think, oh, maybe there's some hope, then they go.
Yeah.
Dylan, they have no
With
fighters.
Tudor,
3-0
though, I
is
mean,
just-
we did say condolences.
Yeah.
He's lost his father, which is extremely sad. But
We'll
I don't
see-
think
we'll
he was
just-
the right man for the job.
We'll see who they appoint because they do have 3 weeks.
I reckon, and probably somebody like
They
Ryan Mason probably.
have but they had 3 weeks to make it's the right time to make a change.
It is.
3
Yeah.
weeks to make
Like
history.
they've got obviously international break for 2 weeks, then no FA Cup, and then also no European football. So their next game is April the 13th or April the 14th.
United and Tottenham are living life.
No, but to be, but
kind of break is this?
it's at this
Summer
point.
holiday?
At this point, it's any team that isn't in the FA Cup and Europe all have the same 3-week break.
Yeah.
So although obviously it's our like third at least 2-week break of the year, basically pretty much. Like I'm here struggling for any sort of content, but for the most part, like it's just all the clubs. I know it's peak on United District big time. But moving on a little bit. Jurgen Klopp has said he feels he's not quite finished in coaching.
Yeah, I saw his Atletico comments. That was fun.
Yeah.
That comes as no surprise, though, doesn't it?
So he's basically said, if Real Madrid had called, we would have heard it by now. But that's all nonsense. They didn't even call. They didn't even call my agent. Then asked whether he would consider coaching the German national team. He said, I said 1,000 times already. I've said that 1,000 times already, but of course I'm not thinking about that right now. As for the future, I'm not quite finished as a coach yet. So who knows what might come up in the next few years, but there are absolutely no plans in that regard. But at the same time, Doyle was fuming on Monday at Slot. FJ, with the best will in the world, was also struggling to give any sort of credence to Slot at this point.
Simple.
Could Klopp go back to Liverpool, or is that a story that's completely
Just like
finished?
Pochettino, he'll end up back at Liverpool one day.
You think he will? Yeah. Maybe not necessarily immediately, but at some
maybe
point.
not next season, but at some point, Klopp.
Would that be a smart move for him, considering the amount of options he would have out there?
Obviously, it will depend on what state Liverpool are in when he comes back, but I just see it as a natural fit. I think that they love him. He loves Liverpool. I do believe his excuse at the time that he was burnt out, because football management can do that to you.
Yeah. It's a toll on your life.
But yeah, if he was to come back, I think Liverpool's a natural fit for him. I don't think Slot will be manager of Liverpool at the start of next season, somehow. I don't think he will be. Whether it will be Klopp or not, I think it could be Alonso. I think it'll be Alonso.
I think Alonso is the best choice for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because I say this as someone who has just seen how much it means to inject someone who knows your club back into your club with Michael Carrick. Alonso. I feel like half the football world forget that Alonso was at Liverpool.
Yeah.
So when you talk about Liverpool appointments, people are being like,
And they love him as well.
They absolutely do love him, and he was great at Liverpool. But it's because outside, other fans are going, why not bring someone like Stevie G? Look at what Michael Carrick's done at United. Maybe Stevie G can do something similar at Liverpool. And I'm like, no, Alonso is right there. He's also an ex-Liverpool player. He knows standards. I think it would be way too harsh to judge him with what happened at Real Madrid, because that is just maybe that came too early for him. It didn't work because Real Madrid are also themselves in a transitional period. They've been in chaos for months, for seasons at Real Madrid. It's felt unsettled there for quite a long time since Ancelotti.
Real Madrid are a one-off basket case of a club, so you can't really compare Real Madrid with any. I mean, I've seen that club win the Champions League and still sack their manager. So,
yeah, but
they operate to a different
this is
set
what
of
I mean in the way of it's not fair to judge Alonso and who he is as a manager, etc., based on that.
And
but his Bayer
event,
Leverkusen team,
in any event, managers, that's what happens. They're all signed up to that, aren't they? They know that sooner or later it's inevitable they're going to get the sack.
Managers are hired, to some extent, managers are hired to be sacked.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
To some extent. That's kind of like the end goal of any manager.
Anyone gets to leave. It's actually a privilege.
Exactly. Well,
to leave
Klopp, basically.
Even the great Arsene Wenger was forced out at the end.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
but he probably should have called time before.
He should have.
Of course.
Yeah. He stayed. He held on to that way too long.
Yeah.
He said already that he wished he'd just, walked.
He should have done what Sir Alex had done. When Sir Alex won, you leave on a high.
Yeah.
It's what Klopp did. You know what I mean? That's what Pep's going to do. You leave on a high.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, not a lot of managers get to make that decision for themselves.
Yeah, I just don't think that Klopp and Liverpool is something that should be explored again for at least a while. Maybe,
You're scared, right?
No, not even in that way. I just feel like it ended how it ended. He won the Champions League. Well, he won everything with the Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup.
League Cup.
League Cup, and Premier League. He won everything with them. Yeah. He's one of their best ever managers. He's one of the most loved figures in the history of Liverpool. Mm-hmm. Leave it at that. Or maybe if you do go back, don't go back as a manager. Maybe go back as a sporting director. Maybe go back as in a different capacity. Because I feel like Klopp, he can return to management. I just don't think that's worth the possibility of tainting isn't the right word, but move on.
Yeah.
He said he'd never manage another Premier League club. He's on the record as saying that.
Yeah, I don't think he should. I don't think he would.
I'd actually like to see Klopp do German national team. That'd be really nice. I think as well, if he was to go back to the Bundesliga and do maybe a mid-table Bundesliga team. That would be really cool as well. Like, because he's a manager that I feel like fans really love. You know, he's a polarizing figure. He's just so lovable, and I feel like
he's a great international manager.
Yeah, it would be nice to see him manage again. But
I can also see him after Nagelsmann leaves Germany, going to just Germany.
I wouldn't mind seeing him back at Liverpool, though, to be honest. I'd quite like to have him.
In terms of talking about characters in the Premier League, then but I just feel for all parties, it would be better for Liverpool at least to explore and try new avenue. Be that what personally I feel Xabi Alonso is just so well
fitted
for it.
I think Liverpool. I think football these days is just going in that direction of these obviously young.
Or Klopp to Atletico. Like he mentioned.
Yeah, like these young ex-players going to clubs. Like, we're just in this new wave of managers. So I think Xabi Alonso, what happened at Real Madrid, it was just very harsh, and he didn't deserve that, if we're being honest. It's kind of a write-off, but he is a really good young manager, and I think as well with the personnel that Liverpool have, I think he could get the best out of them. Do you know what I mean?
For sure, because he just injects a bit of Liverpool back into Liverpool. Exactly. It's the most simple thing in the world. Exactly. Arteta put Arsenal back in Arsenal a little bit.
Exactly.
Carrick put United and Solskjaer put United back into United. Like, it's such a proven method.
Exactly.
And I do think it will be worth, even if it's 2-year contract or something like that, it's worth exploring. Because I do think Slot shouldn't stay. That's just my opinion. I think Alonso is just so slam dunk as a replacement.
Yeah, Arne Slot's only still there because they're still in the Champions
League. There's no point sacking him.
Yeah, there's no
actual
You're
point
better off
sacking
just
him.
get to the end of the season and assess it.
And then part ways.
I feel like if Liverpool get to the end of the season and they actually made it really far in the Champions League and then maybe got to a final and just lost, maybe you could assess it and be like, okay. But I think depends.
Liverpool fans will still probably want him gone. I feel like Liverpool fans are quite fed up.
Yeah.
What with Slot? Yeah, they mostly are.
I haven't spoken to well, actually, I have. FJ yesterday. He's the only one. But then
FJ on and off
crazy.
camera is different stories.
But everybody, I mean, I'm quite good friends with a few Liverpool friends, and they've even way before
all of this. Yeah, they were like,
they're not having him at all, and I can understand why, because I've been very disappointed with Slot. It's not
his
only
comments.
He's some of the stuff
lack of imagination. I see.
I just
lack
feel
of a
like
plan B.
If I was a Liverpool fan, his comments before and after games, I just feel like,
jarring.
how can you support? So, like, for example, before the Brighton game, he says something like, oh, well, if someone says the word boring, it can't include Liverpool. But you watch all Liverpool games this season, they have been so boring.
They're so dead.
Football, if you think about Liverpool, you think of high pressing, super fluid, Gegenpress, like sexy football. You watch Arne Slot ball this season, it's snooze-worthy. Yeah, it's snooze-worthy football. And I just think we kind of saw this a bit with Ten Hag, whereas like first season, nobody really kind of knew his style of play, and like he took the league. Everyone was a bit surprised. He did really well, finished third. The next season, everyone figured you out, and then he was just like, well, why won't everyone play against me like they did before? And it's like, well, we figured you out now, so obviously we want to win as well. We're going to change our tactics. And the same thing's happening to Arne Slot, where he's like in every game, well, he's like saying at press conferences, we hate long balls. And then he's upset when another team does a long ball and scores. Like,
well, he went on camera and went, "This is what we're bad at, by the way, just to let everyone know we're not good at long balls.
Exactly.
We can't deal with long throws. We can't deal with aerial problems."
I don't know though, because some people want honesty, and then some people don't.
He went,
because
"Why are you doing that?
Exactly.
Why?"
It's the nature of the. It's like us, like as Arsenal fans, we hate low blocks. We get a low blocked every single week by every single club. But the reality is, every club's going to do it. So we have to find a way to break it down.
If you're league champions, people are going to try and keep you out.
Exactly.
If you've got Mohamed Salah, people are going to try and stop him.
And not only that,
if you sign a £125 million striker, they're going to try and stop him.
He presents a somewhat negative air. He doesn't give you confidence. One of the things when you're a fan of a club, and especially a high-profile club like our clubs that we support, you want your manager to give you that vibe that, you know what I mean, you're going in on the front foot looking to win. Sometimes when I listen to Slot, he's so negative. He's
boring.
He doesn't inspire. He doesn't inspire.
Uninspiring is a great
I
word.
actually understand
Very
why someone
uninspiring
like a Doyle gets so upset. Because imagine hearing in your press conference, your manager saying stuff like that. Like, why would you?
This may be the worst team in the history of Manchester United.
We must suffer.
The storm is coming. 4-0 win, and he went, we're going to start losing. I thought, we just beat Everton 4-0 in your second game, Ruben Amorim.
Like, one thing you can...
Miss Amorim, man. Bring him back.
We're just talking about Pep and how brilliant Pep is. But one thing you can say about Pep, he's such a charismatic talker. Do you know what I mean? Thomas Tuchel,
A leader.
Thomas
He's a
Tuchel's
genuine
such
leader.
a brilliant speaker in terms of the press. Like, you actually want your manager to be able to speak well, because obviously as a fan, you want to buy into what they're telling you. You want to back it.
It's exactly what Doyle said. Doyle said he can be a good coach for Liverpool, but he will never be a great manager. And that's, I think that sums up really well.
He also gives you the vibe that
he's just a loser.
I'm not sure if I should use the word fluke because that would be unfair to him, but the way Liverpool have pretty much, let's be honest, imploded this season, it kind of makes you think that when you won that last season, that was with Klopp's team. He doesn't give you that vibe that he can recreate that with another team. He just doesn't.
Like imposter syndrome.
Like you have to have. He had one of the best wingers I've ever seen in my entire life playing for him. That Mo Salah season is historical. One of the greatest single seasons any player has ever had in the Premier League.
Even the way Mo Salah just disrespected him, I thought that was poor.
Well,
the way he handled that.
I loved every minute of that.
FJ pointed out. FJ pointed out that in 27 of their 31 games this season, they've been outran. I'm like, they're not running for that manager. They ain't running for that manager. They do not care.
Against Brighton, shout out Flex. I was watching Flex's channel, and he literally was reading out all these stats about Liverpool.
What, the football flex?
And about how Brighton outran Liverpool. Let's think about the average age of Brighton. You've got a midfield.
James Milner,
who's about 40.
Danny Welbeck.
In that midfield. You've got Danny Welbeck.
Lewis Dunk.
Like, you're telling me they outran.
And then people like Matoma were on the bench, right?
Frimpong.
McAllister. That's embarrassing. That's
I completely. Ekitike as well. I do want to read out the super chat from Tim Elsim because it's very relevant to the international break. Tim Elsim, big up for the super chat, by the way. He says, 2 days from now, all European eyes will be on Bergamo, Italy, where the Italian national team faces Northern Ireland in the European playoffs to face most likely Wales for one of the 4 remaining World Cup spots. Will Italy qualify? Personally, I hope not because I'm Welsh. But it's a very bizarre situation, this little... Italy.
Yeah, they never when was the last time they won a playoff?
I've got no idea.
Wales.
Look.
Listen,
are you not familiar with this lovely man, this long-haired man called Harold Wilson?
Listen,
are you not aware? Are you not aware of Harry Wilson for Wales?
If you say
is
Brendan
like
Johnson,
Bale.
just plug out your mic, bro.
Brendan Johnson for Wales is actually good.
Stop it.
It's a different type of player. He actually shoots.
Mute him.
He actually shoots.
Brother,
no.
You didn't even say Ampadu or something. Wait, is Ampadu Welsh? No.
Yeah.
Who's the other?
Yeah, he plays in midfield for us, bro.
For Leeds. Isn't there someone else from Leeds?
Got 3 players from Leeds: Joey Rodon, Ampadu, and Dan James.
Yes. Yeah.
Wales
Joey
will be
Rodon, by the way,
joining.
quality
Wales
centre.
will be joining the likes of Jamaica, watching it on TV.
Not 2 in the morning, bro.
And Nigeria.
Nigeria as well.
No, I think
So,
I think
you're in
we'll
good
get.
company.
I think
You're
we'll
in
get.
good
I think we'll get
company. But you'll
past
be watching it on
Bosnia.
TV.
I think we get past Bosnia, but
Why?
Huh?
Just asking why.
2 home legs. I think that's so massive for us. Both the semi-final and then if we get through to the final,
Wait,
the final,
how come they're both home?
Because our coefficient was great and we played really well.
Okay.
Like we were the best performing team out of those 4, so we've got both legs at home. I think I do think we'll get past Bosnia. We've got great players. We've got players who step
Great
up as
players.
well. Harry Wilson, great.
He's a very good player.
Very good.
Harry Wilson's having a really good season.
Harry Wilson has been amazing for Wales.
I keep
like 4 or
telling
5
you to
seasons.
stop misusing the word great. He's a good player. but
Yeah, cool, good players,
not
whatever.
great, yeah.
We got
Wait,
players
who
step up.
Who plays up front for you again?
Well, it depends. We've been playing
Wait, who's
Kiefer
playing?
Moore at points.
Oh yeah. Oh, Kiefer. Okay.
Kiefer Moore at points.
Although Kiefer Moore's only good in the air.
Yeah, but
You
that's
can only score by his head.
that's cool, bro.
Who's your
You're winning a league title like that.
goalkeeper? Wait, what are you talking about?
Goalkeeper, we've got Darlow, Carl Darlow.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah,
No, our
he's
squad-
actually
our
for Leeds.
squad,
For Leeds?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's decent.
We've got a
actually had a
squad of
decent
players who step up when
No,
it
I'm
counts,
thinking of
step
Perry.
up when it matters.
Carl Darlow.
No,
I
Carl
think
Darlow
if
plays
Craig
for-
Bellamy had
very
had a
good.
bit more time, he might
Also,
have done
Craig
better.
Bellamy is a great manager.
Yeah,
he's.
See, there you go again.
Oh, here we go.
No, I didn't want to.
Craig Bellamy
Craig Bellamy is proving himself to be a
Yeah,
very
I like
competent
Craig
manager.
Bellamy. I like
Very
the-
competent
Wait, you're
manager.
half English, right?
Half English, half Welsh.
Okay, so
50-50
Okay.
split.
So at
Oh,
least
so you
you've
got
somebody
best of
to
both
support in the
worlds.
World Cup.
I will not be supporting you in the World Cup.
Why?
I support Wales.
Yeah, but Wales are not going to be there.
Wales.
Wales will not be there.
I think we will be there.
I don't mind Wales being
No,
there.
you
Actually,
I like it. Yeah, I like it when.
This
Yeah.
Italy
Yeah.
team.
Italy are so disappointing.
They're just
How
not
can
what
you
they
win
were
the-
before
How
anyway.
can you
so.
win the Euros? And
You know
you're
what?
never-
I'm
you're
going
never
to say
there
this,
since?
right? I'm going to
They
say
should
this.
never have won the Euros.
I'm going to say this, right?
Oh, gosh.
And I know some people are going to come for me, but I don't care. I don't want Italy to get through. You know why? Because
Because of that.
Apparently-
Yeah,
What
you know
they-
what? After that manager made that
that
disgraceful
made that
comment.
disgraceful comment about African nations. And
Yeah.
Are you now going to back Wales?
If they,
we play Italy-
if they play
Oh,
Italy,
no.
100%.
He could just back Bosnia.
No, but whoever plays Italy, I want Italy to lose.
So,
Yeah.
Because what their manager said was quite
Italy
disgraceful,
to get
actually.
past Northern Ireland first in Italy.
Oh, yeah.
Wales have to get.
Well, I
past,
hope they lose that as well.
Yeah, Wales has to get past Bosnia, and then the winner of those two then.
Their manager made a
I
very
back Wales.
scathing, disrespectful
us.
comment about
Yeah.
why has African teams got so many. Why have African nations had so many entries into the World Cup? That's very poor.
Yeah, that was
What?
And that was an
What?
excuse for them not making
Terrible.
it off
Yeah,
their
it
own
was
back.
really disgusting.
So for that,
Oh, and that was the excuse. What?
bun up that. Bun
That
up
is
I want-
crazy.
Italy have so many really good young talents at the moment as well. So I just thought those comments were really disgusting.
Even despite Calafiori being one of my favourite players at Arsenal, for the Italian coach
bro.
to come out and make that.
Wait, it's good for my club if you don't go World Cup. You can
Yeah.
you can stay here and rest, brother, because you're always injured. So you can
No,
stay
but I'm
here.
sure Calafiori would want to go. But even so,
Yeah.
Not my problem.
for him making that comment, no, bun that. I don't want him
That's
to go.
fair. I'll support Wales. I like Wales.
Expected.
I love a Welsh accent.
I also want us to put in a better performance than we did in the last World Cup, where we lost to Iran.
yeah.
We drew
Big
to
up
the
Haas.
USA 0-0, and we lost to who was our other? It was a terrible performance from us. We got like 1 point, scored like 1 goal. It was a penalty. It was terrible. So I want redemption. I want them to redeem themselves. I also
That's
just love
kind of
what
like me
Iraola
with
play.
Jamaica. You know, even though I want them to go through, I kind of get the impression that they've been so poor
get smoked.
that even if they do go, they're
That
just going to
saves
get
me the
embarrassed.
embarrassment. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though
I wanna wear my
actually
shirt
shout out. We're doing a watch along on Friday, aren't we,
Yes.
for the
Yeah.
Jamaica game?
3 a.m. game.
I want them to go, obviously.
Is
but
it 3
I
a.m.
just
Friday or 3 a.m. Saturday?
early hours of Saturday morning.
Yeah,
So early hours of Saturday morning. Okay.
I want them to go through. I really do. But the way they've non-performed in the knockout stages and the
Yeah,
group stages,
scrappy.
they don't deserve to go there. And if they do go there, they're going to get embarrassed.
But if they get
them
Pep
stay
Guardiola, it might be different.
Pep Guardiola would have to start from
Look,
scratch.
But and then continuing on, and he wouldn't have a £200 million budget to just go and buy players. Pep Guardiola wouldn't. But continuing on managers, because there has been so much managerial talk lately. The latest one, obviously, is on Liam Rosenior.
Matisse.
Yeah, on Matisse. Matisse is under big pressure.
Oh,
Matisse is under, he's under pressure from fans, but according to Matt Law, Chelsea do not plan to formally review Matisse's performance before the summer of 2027. So that's in 18 months or so time, and have no intention of making a change at the end of this season.
Oh, I
But
love it.
The
I
only
don't
scenario,
believe that.
the only scenario in which Chelsea's stance over Liam Rosenior / Matisse could change is if they were to implode over the final weeks of the season.
Yeah, but it
there is
depends
no
on who's
expectation
defining the
of
word
that.
They
implode.
are already imploding.
Chelsea have
defining the
lost.
word
They are
implode?
not making Champions League
Implode
football.
for me, I feel that is the big question.
They've lost their last
if they,
4 games.
They've lost their last 4 games. If Chelsea get
Is that not
Champions League
imploding?
football,
They've got City to play, even though I'm hoping that they take points off City, but it's not looking good. I think they're actually going to miss out on Champions
so
League
their
football.
next game is Port Vale at home in the FA Cup.
They might win that.
They might win that.
The fact that there's even a might is
give
even
them a might.
crazy.
We played Port Vale away 8 years, eh? Tell you that now, mate. We beat them. We played them away. Weren't easy, mate.
Port Vale
remember
sounds like
They
something from
they
Game
in a
of
shift.
Thrones.
They put in a little
But
shift.
for that statement there, I
be there.
find that extremely hard to believe.
But what would we define? So, okay, just say from this point now until the end of the season, what do we define as a Chelsea implosion? Is
think
that
Kia
just
just
now.
is that just not Champions
Kaya
League?
just said to you, they're imploding right now before our very eyes. Four defeats straight, and not just defeats.
3-0
The manner
back
of
to
The
back.
manner.
Oh yeah, no, they've
Heavy
got
defeat.
absolutely.
Back.
They've been absolutely, like, obviously they lost to PSG, what was it, 5-2. Then they lost Newcastle 1-0 after the whole kind of like jokes ball. And
Everton.
I said to you, this
3-0.
team, these players they are not serious players.
And not
They
only
were
that, I
title
want to bring up something as well.
challengers
I
in
wanna bring up
December, by the way.
Exactly.
I want to bring up something that you guys alluded to earlier. So you mentioned it when you spoke about Liverpool and the players not running for him and how they've been outrunning games. Do you know that a similar stat applies to Chelsea?
Not surprised.
Their last 18 games have been outrun by their
In all of them?
opposing team, pretty much so.
Well, in pretty
Would
much
you
all
want
of
to
them.
run for Darren Bent? That's basically what he is.
Who?
That's what Liam Rosenior basically is.
Darren Bent?
It's embarrassing.
Why Darren Bent?
Every time I hear him speak, and I'm just like, this is something that I expect here on TalkSport. Something like that. What is this?
It sounds like something that Chris Eubanks Senior would say.
exactly.
Parliamentary procedure. Respecting the ball. He actually sounds
Are
like
you
Chris
a manager
Eubanks Senior.
or are you a podcaster? Do you want to come join Live at 5 or what? Because every time I hear him speak, it's so embarrassing. I'm like, bro, you just got smoked 3-0 back to back, and the things you're saying, it's just like, again, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm just like, why would I buy into you? You sound like an idiot. You sound
You know what's funny, right, Kenya? I was listening to the radio last night, and I was just listening to TalkSport. Other stations are available upon your request. But there was having a debate
Such as
on
the
there.
Sports, of course.
There was having a debate on there, and Darren Lewis, and I know Darren Lewis, so I'm a big admirer of him. So it was him, Danny Murphy and somebody else, and they were talking about the whole Chelsea situation. And Darren Lewis, to be fair to him, he was trying to launch a staunch defence of Liam Rosenior. Say, look, lay off him, young British manager. People seem to be having a pop at him because he's articulate and he expresses himself well. I thought to myself, Darren, nah, man. Yeah. What he's doing is not really articulating himself. He's using 10 words to where one could do, and he's going off tangent. And at the end of the day, he's not getting results. And listen, when he got that job, I was a big advocate for him getting a job. I'm like, British manager, black manager. I really wanted him to do well, and I still do. But let's be honest, man, he is not showing himself in his best possible light right now. And some of the other nonsense, the extra stuff, it's just he's actually
writing when he's 3-0.
Yeah,
what are you writing on the paper?
Have you not seen that video of him in the barbers getting a trim like he's a player? Even that would send my head on Mars. What do you mean you get a trim, brother? Go get that tactics board out.
Or did you see that clip when he was like sitting down when he saw the camera was on and then got up? That was making
the
us
stuff
rounds
he
on
did when we played them in the cup. All that extra stuff, complaining
him
about
there saying, "Oh, it's only a small
disrespecting.
game. Well, you got smoked. Home and away. So hold that."
No, but remember when he said we were disrespecting him by warming up in his half of the pitch?
The players surrounding
now they're in the middle of the pitch doing a huddle.
They want to respect the ball.
Respect the ball.
And all of this stuff as well, right? He's trying to act like he's this kind of nutty professor. But here's the thing. It's nutty, but there's nothing professor-like about it.
Period.
You've not acquired that professor qualification. So you're not speaking from a position of strength. If you do this stuff and you're getting results, you do come across as this kind of eccentric guy.
Because he started fairly well.
Yeah, and everybody...
he only lost last week. To be fair, there's no shame in
no one was on him.
Yeah, you guys are top of the league.
But it's all that extra stuff, and then and not just losing, it's the way you're losing as well. And then you just give that air that you just don't know what you're doing, like the job's too big for you, which unfortunately at the moment, that's how I see it.
Well, you look at players right now. You see Enzo Fernandez literally at every opportunity twerking about Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Talking about, there's been no. I'd love to play for Real Madrid, but there's been no contact and stuff like that. When you've got
and what does that do as well? That undermines the man.
That's your vice captain. That's one of your leaders.
Exactly. That's one of your.
That's your £100 million player.
To be honest, at the moment, that's probably their best player. Him and Jao.
And where else have we seen that type of behaviour?
Yeah.
Where else have we seen that? At Spurs with Romero and people like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Talking about possibly going to other clubs when you're in the middle of...
So are we saying Chelsea getting relegated next season?
No, I'm saying that...
as Movado said, hope and pray.
Listen, what you're seeing is both managers, Tudor and Rosenior, just not up to it right now.
Yeah.
And listen, I regret to have to say that because, like I said, I genuinely wanted the guy to do well. But unfortunately, man, he's been found out.
Exactly.
Do you think he's gone at the end of the season then?
Yes.
No,
yes.
I don't think so.
I think
it all depends on Champions League.
I don't think
because there is a scenario, by the way, where if Aston Villa win the Europa League and finish in the top 6, which does look likely, all top 6 teams get Champions League.
Yeah.
Oh, it won't be top
Rosenior
5.
could be saved. So what? It's top 5. So it'll be top 5 get Champions League. But because what it technically is that all it is UEFA give the FA English football another piece.
Season.
They can choose how they could do that as they could do that.
But here's
FA
one
Cup
thing
winners,
you're
they can do
overlooking,
anything
Dylan,
else.
with respect. With respect, and I say so with the greatest respect. What you have to look at is he's lost the fans, and
Richard,
hang on, let me
Richard in our
finish. Let me
chat
finish.
said that.
Let me finish. if you've lost the fans as a manager, you very rarely get those fans back because all it takes is for one adverse game and the fans are back on you again. Just like with Amorim. Remember, week after week, you were saying, I want him out, I want him out. He got a few results, you eased off him. But ultimately, as soon as that bad spell came, the fans let him have it. So what I'm saying is, next season, even if Chelsea do get Champions League football, all it's going to take is for a couple of results to go the wrong way, and the fans will want him out, and they'll make their feelings known.
I can see him being sacked in like October.
Let me ask you guys a question.
6.5
Chelsea are too ruthless for that.
Since
They're gonna do
coming
it sooner.
to Chelsea, who has he made better? Caicedo's gone backwards. The defence that before, obviously questions about it, but was actually decent, gone backwards. Robert Sanchez comes in, kills his confidence. Look at the mistakes he made against Everton. It was a horrible performance. Cole Palmer, nowhere near it. Like, he's not even kind of rebuilt any type of form under Liam Rosenior. I'm looking at it like
it's just Pedro.
Only João Pedro and only Enzo, the only ones that I think, Pedro Neto, actually going backwards gets himself.
So like Reece James has been great as well, but I would argue Reece James is being Reece James.
Reece James is just Reece James. He's an
but he's always injured.
Yeah,
no, I know, but I mean in the way of
like an anomaly of a player. But everyone, I look at Chelsea and I'm just like, Enzo Maresca. I said at the time, what's the point in sacking this guy?
I didn't think they should have.
Shouldn't have sacked
When they did
him.
that, I was shocked.
He won you the Conference League. He won you the Club World Cup. He had you back in Europe, and the fans actually liked him.
To be fair, though, he looked like he wanted out of there.
I think he was having differences with them.
Yeah, but
which
I
is
also
on
feel
them,
like
which is on Blue Coat.
the things that
was constructive.
The things that
dismissal.
Enzo Maresca was asking for wasn't far fetched. He was basically saying, "Well, I need another centre back because our best centre back, Levi Cole's done his ACL, and I know that I can't rely on Tosin and Chalobah."
No, but when you're
now we're looking at it, and Tosin and Chalobah are getting cooked in every game. You've got Jarrell Hatto, who's a 20-year-old kid, playing in centre-back in his first season in the Prem. He's losing 3-0 to Everton.
That may be true, Kenya, and you are right. But when you got your manager coming out and saying this is the worst week I've ever had in my managerial career and stuff like that.
If you look over it,
he wanted out.
Blue Coat. Well, the people on the board, everything, they are the problem. Think about when they came in, right? Thomas Tuchel had won a Champions League with them.
Got rid of him.
They fell out and got rid because Todd Bowley was like, I need to stamp my authority here, so I'm going to sack Tuchel.
They were third, by the way.
And then who was it next? Was it Potter or Pochettino next?
I can't remember. Wait, who came in? Didn't they have a small interim moment?
No, but longer term.
Potter was a disaster for him.
I think it was Potter next. He was terrible.
Terrible.
And then this is when they were in that phase of just buying anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
Got rid of him. They basically said all the same things that they're saying about Liam Rosenior. Got rid of him.
Do you know
who'll
who'll end up at Chelsea?
That wasn't good.
Derby.
And then that would be crazy. But and then this is what I mean is that every single time it's been like Potter didn't work. Tuchel sacked him pretty much almost immediately.
Gave him no chance.
Gave him absolutely. It was 100 days or something until he was done. Potter no. Then it didn't work with Pochettino, who is known for being a very flexible manager who will grind down, do the work, and will work with people, collaborative, fantastic like that. Which is why United have always really liked the idea of Pochettino, because of how collaborative and how accepting he is. He's a bit, good man manager, a bit of a yes man, will happily negotiate and work with people. Then you got who was after Pochettino? Was that Enzo Maresca?
I think Maresca's next.
Maresca. Good manager, won 2 trophies with them. Yeah. Then he falls out with them. Then they go and appoint Liam Rosenior, 6.5-year contract, 5.5-year contract they gave him.
And
that was effectively an internal hire.
Yeah,
it's not like he didn't know what he was like.
A guy that was okay.
They are the issue.
Right at Strasbourg, but not being funny. This ain't Strasbourg. This is Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah.
This is one of the biggest.
This is European elite,
and one of the biggest football clubs in the world. You've just literally just jump-started this guy that, let's be real, has no experience.
It was a wild card.
Yeah. And I'm just sat here puzzled as to why they didn't just try to meet Enzo Maresca in the middle somewhere, who actually was doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just find the whole thing ridiculous, and the cycle will keep going. Like, who do Chelsea bring in next?
No, but one thing I would say though, in the summer, I would envisage there's going to be a lot of managerial changes. Managers will be, how it goes.
Oh, so many. And also, there aren't loads of managers out there.
Yeah, but it'll be harder because
managers will get sacked, and let's be honest as well. The World Cup coming up, there'll be managers that will leave their positions, be looking to get back into club football. So, listen, I don't see if he could well extend to the end of the season, but he won't be in charge.
It's the number of
new season.
the number
I
of
don't think so.
Premier League teams that will be looking for a new manager. You've got possibly, as we spoke about, Man City. Man United will obviously be in the mix looking for a new manager. Or looking to see if a new manager will come in.
Yeah.
Liverpool could be looking for a new manager.
they should stick to
Chelsea
Carrick.
could be looking for a new manager.
What about Eddie Howe for Chelsea?
Yeah.
I think that.
But this is what I mean. And
Newcastle.
Newcastle could be looking
What
for a
about
new
Fulham
manager.
as well?
Bournemouth, Palace,
Silver's not signed.
Oh yeah,
a contract.
Palace.
Fulham.
Yeah, Palace.
There's like 8 Premier
actually
League
don't
teams,
think
and
it
it's
is.
so attractive. The idea of managing in the Premier League is so attractive. There are not enough
That's what I'm
managers
saying.
out
So
there.
there's so many managers, as I said just a minute ago, that are going to be in the hunt for jobs. There's no way Rosenior will be in charge.
There is no way.
I think he'll
But,
be
not,
there.
how,
Chelsea
but how
Football
many
Club,
how
they're
many
not doing
managers are out there at the moment? Like
Have you seen the
realistically
way
out there.
the Chelsea fans are on his
Yeah,
case
but the
right
thing
now?
is, it's not about the Chelsea fans.
good
it's about
enough.
the board, and the board like him because
No,
he's a
but
yes man.
the board will normally believe it or not, they will go by the fans. That's why Wenger ended up being pushed out.
I do agree, but
because
I
he lost the
still
fans.
think he will get a bit more time. I think he'll be here till some point next season. And I think in October time, when Chelsea have their usual crumble, that's when he gets sacked. Or in December, when they have their usual crumble after saying they're in a title race as they do every year.
I'd
and
be
they crumble in
surprised if he
December and lose
starts.
every game.
I'd be
Same.
surprised if
I'd
he
be very
starts.
surprised.
But you talk about the number of managers available. How many actual established, I would like quote unquote elite or like high level managers are there?
None.
Because there aren't. This is why Michael Carrick's probably
Yeah, but
going to stay
Chelsea
at
are a
United.
big club,
Yeah, exactly. But
and there will be managers that will want that job.
But I'm actually trying to think of
I
who.
do also think, in terms of what Dylan's saying, I actually kind of agree in a sense. Of course, managers will want the job, but it will be managers that are more likely to say yes to whatever the board's saying. You're not going to get the top elite managers of like a Pep level, for example. You're not going to have a Jose or a Conte or whatever.
No, but I'm
say,
thinking if you're Chelsea,
I'd love to
if
come
you're-
back to Chelsea because you know you've got a board that aren't going to give you what you want if you're an elite level manager.
I think Chelsea will they will think to themselves, we need to get
I've got a good manager.
a big manager in.
Ten Hag.
He's a
Ten Hag. Amorim.
technical director. Eric Ten Hag.
Bring
now.
him back to the Prem. I miss them days. So
Honestly,
No, I miss
honestly,
Amorim days.
Going Maresca to Amorim would be the
Matisse's
most
heads would be
ridiculous.
on
Matisse would
bars.
quit. Matisse would go and get a new job.
Matisse would lose.
He'll be
it.
packing a suitcase
He would-
every
he would
week.
genuinely lose his
Matisse
head.
would lose it.
It would be incredible. But no, but the
What
way
about Gary O'Neill?
the
Any at
way
Strasbourg?
the way that I look at it is when you've got all these other teams like Chelsea, the way that their board have been operating the last 5 years doesn't make it a massively attractive job. The same way that I think the same thing with United. I remember you saying to me a few months ago, what big manager would go to United when United are asking for a head coach who will concede loads of power? Chelsea, clearly, they don't want their managers to have loads of power. So why would other managers who are maybe currently in other positions actually change?
But the thing is, right, they will have to come to terms with they're not going to win anything then. So they will. It's up to them.
Yeah, but it's not like but in the last 5 years, there's been no indication that they actually realise that they actually think that or they think that's true.
I feel like if you look at clubs,
Matisse
that
went
are-
to a meeting and it's telling that.
Yeah, I feel like if you look at clubs in the league right now that their managers have a lot of control, they're on the verge of winning things or have won things. Like for our club, Mikel Arteta has a lot of power in the club.
Well, he came in as a head coach and got upgraded to manager,
Exactly.
didn't
like, literally the other day they were saying how just below the Cronkies, it's Mikel Arteta. He's got more power than a sporting director. Same with Pep. You think Pep is just going to allow a sporting director to say, yep, this is the guy. Pep's going in saying, no, I want this person and it has to be this. And I feel like you do need to give your manager a level of control because at the end of the day, these are the players that they want to have. There's a style that every manager likes to play. If you're going to trust a manager, you've got to give them the tools and you've got to give them a level of breathing room to actually like try and achieve that. And no big manager or a manager of a good... Like, you're not going to see like a Zinedine Zidane be like, yeah, I'd love to go to Chelsea because what's the point?
Yeah.
Why would you go there?
And then
as an
Chelsea
elite-
go, by the way, we got like
Exactly.
Quenda and Co already coming in,
by
so
the
we
way,
don't
we're
need
going
a
to
new
buy
winger.
some 17-year-old from flipping Bosnia that's never played in the top leagues before.
Yeah.
You've got to turn him into a good level winger, but we already know he's probably only going to score 6 goals. Like, what's the point?
I have a hot take that the board don't actually really care about Chelsea winning trophies. I feel like they're more interested in making money and making profit off of the young players. I feel like, yeah, that's what they've kind of turned the club into. To do well overall, don't obviously get battered in the way that they're getting battered now, but overall in terms of trophies, I don't really see the board really giving importance to that.
They signed Garnacho because it was a market opportunity, because they knew that if he did it right, they could flip it in a couple of years.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, they can sell him for 65 mil or something to Atletico Madrid, back to back to Madrid where he was born and where he used to play and stuff. And Chelsea will go, sweet, made 20 mil on that. But at the same time,
well, they need it when they're collecting 10 million fines.
But at the same time, you're losing games because this Alejandro Garnacho is the same one that will miss one-on-ones.
Yeah,
and then you'll probably miss 20 points over the season because you went for Garnacho and Gittins over Semenyo, for example.
I said to Chelsea fans, what's the difference between you're there cussing Nicholas Jackson, you're there cussing Madueke, and in the same breath you went and got Jamie Gittins, who's dead. You went and got Garnacho, who's crap. Like, we've watched all these players, and I'm like, you're complaining about players you already had. Nicholas Jackson, you don't score enough goals when he scored 14 goals in his first season, which is actually a brilliant return.
He actually did all right.
Yeah.
And then just buoyed him off, and he went and got the lap. He's rubbish.
But as well, I wouldn't even say Garnacho and Gittins and stuff. They're not quintessentially actually bad footballers. But you buy young players and then give them an environment that will make them worse. Is how I see it. Like, I watched Garnacho a couple of years ago. Obviously, I think it was great, but. Got to wrap up the show there. I feel like we could talk about Chelsea for ages. In the
they give us tea to talk about.
Chelsea fans and also non-Chelsea fans and everyone in between. Let us know what you think about all the different managerial things we've been speaking about. Is Pep Guardiola leaving? Who's the best, manager to come in for Chelsea? Who's the best manager possibly to come in for Liverpool? Is it Klopp? Where should Klopp go? Do let me know in the comment sections. Apart from that, hope you guys have had a fantastic day. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. I will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. to cover all the latest news. See you soon. Cheers.
Let's go. What do you do with yours? I do unlimited football content.
Well, I do unlimited bragging.
Well, I do unlimited swiping right.
Well, I do unlimited doom scrolling.
Well, I do unlimited sliding into the DMs.
Well, I do watching TikTok on the bus without headphones unlimited.
Oh, God.